Hey there, Mr. Chu here, and I have a guest here to show you. Look, this is Trey. Trey is my 4-year-old black tomcat, and he is who I named my arithmetic and pre-algebra programs after. So he sometimes will jump up when I'm in the middle of a video, and so I wanted you to get to see Trey. All right, he'll be jumping around, so if he jumps in front of the camera, you'll know what is going on. So we're going to do another math minute video, random math problems, just real quick. So let's get to it with Trey in the background. So I call this Math Minutes with Mr. Chu. It's a new type of video I started. I did one yesterday. These are special videos. They offer a quick review of math. They're not like the longer videos from Bare Algebra, where I'm talking about all my algebra topics and I have regular lessons, and Brack Geometry, where we're talking about geometry lessons, and Trey Arithmetic. You just saw Trey, and pre-algebra, and I also do SAT test prep videos. I'm planning to put a new one of those up today as well. This is my second Math Minute video. I did have an introduction to what Math Minutes meant. There's a link to the first Math Minute video that'll be available on the last screen. So just how you can click on links at the end, there will be one there. If you're watching on a computer, if not, it could be underneath the video when it's done playing if you watch till the end or fast forward to the end. Feel free to pause the video and solve the problem on a piece of paper and just see if you can do it right. And then start the video back up and then you can catch up and see how well you had done. They do vary from video to video. The last one was solving an algebraic equation, but today it's more of a pre-algebra problem that you would have probably learned in middle school, reviewed in algebra class, and then maybe in geometry as well, choosing the distance formula. So how do you find the distance between 2 points on a coordinate plane? So get you out a piece of paper, grab you a pencil so that you can erase if you make a mistake. You'll need a calculator today, and then we'll review finding the distance between 2 points and rounding, which is another important skill. All right, so let's look at the problem here. How do I find the distance between the points 6, 2 and -3, -7 on a coordinate grid? We use the distance formula, and here's the distance formula. D equals the square root of, and then in parentheses, x2 minus x1, those are the x coordinates squared, plus, in parentheses, y2 minus 1, y1 coordinate, and then that quantity difference is squared. Now, you can call either point x1, y1 and x2, y2. So the first thing I have to do is I have to assign them. So what I usually do is I say the first point, 6, 2, we'll call x1, y1. And the second point, -3, -7, we'll call x2, y2. So I assign them those values, and it's usually either easier for most students just to put it underneath them. And you need to make sure you do this so that you can keep your formula straight. Now I'm going to substitute. I'm going to put where the x2 is, we'll put a -3. See how that's underneath it? And the x2 would be -3. Minus the x1. X1 is 6. See how I've got 6 here for my x1? That's the first coordinate on the first point. Then I'm going to subtract those and then square it. And then I'm going to add that to your y2, which is -7, minus your y1, which is 2. And then I square those, and then I add those two numbers up, take the square root of it. So then it just becomes a calculator problem. So I substitute. My x2 is -3. So I put my -3 here. minus my x1, and x1 is 6. Put parentheses around that and square it, plus negative 7 minus 2, because I've got my y2, which is negative 7, minus my y1, which is 2. Put parentheses around that and then square them. And that's called the substitute property of equality, which means you can substitute a value that equals another value in an equation. Negative 3 minus 6 is negative 9. I'm going to square that. Negative 7 minus 2 is negative 9. I'm going to square that, and I'm going to add them together. You have to use the order of operations, the PEMDAS. I simplify inside the parentheses first, and now I'm going to do the exponents in PE, parentheses and then exponents. Negative 9 times negative 9, or negative 9 squared, is a positive 81, plus a positive 81. I square each term. Now I add them together. D equals the square root of 162, which ends up being 12.72792206. And this is the calculator I use, a TI. Make sure you have a calculator to use to find the square root. And now I am going to round to the nearest thousandth, is what it says. I just circled it up there on the top. So I underline the digits that's in the thousandths place, which is a 2. And I look to the right, to the 7. Now, if that 7 is a 5 or bigger, and I underline what I'm rounding to, I'm going to go up. Well, 7 is bigger than 5, so I round up. So the answer is 12.73. And if you look, there is a curved equal sign, which means approximately. And that signifies that we've rounded it. All right, so it costs nothing to subscribe to my YouTube channel, so click on the link, subscribe, and you'll be able to see more of my videos. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. You can search my videos and see more of my math help. You can also send email questions and requests to askmrchew@gmail.com. And I'll reply or make a special video depending on what needs to be done. And I need for you to subscribe to my YouTube channel. That's how I reach out to more people. And there is the long link. If you don't want to use the button, you can type that in. So if you're struggling with math, then give Mr. Chu a chance to explain it in a way that you'll understand. And I'll see you in the next video. Remember, I'm putting these new videos up. I'm also getting ready to post a new SAT test review, and I'll see you in the next video.